your favorite international lifestyle blogger, and I am coming back on to give you guys the results of my food intolerance test. If you guys remember, I took a food intolerance test a couple of weeks ago. It's probably been a month, by a company called York Test. And in the video, you guys will see that I had to prick my finger, put some blood on a little droplet, and then I had to ship it off for them to send me my results. So I want to say I received my results, maybe it's probably been 2 weeks ago, because life's just been crazy busy. So this is actually the first sheet that that you received, and then you get a second sheet. So you guys know it's the end of school, and my kiddies have used up all the ink, so I'm waiting on my ink shipment to come in. So guess what? Your girl had to improvise. So if you look here, you'll see red is when you have a reaction, yellow is borderline, green is no reaction. So the first row are my reactions, the middle row is borderline, and then the last row is actually no reaction. So what I did was I went and I filled in my my two sheets. So that's the second sheet. So as you guys can see, this section, and I think that's probably about 8 of them, that's like what I have a reaction to. And then this is all of my borderline stuff, which I was surprised, and then I had no reaction. So let's get into my results. So borderline, reactions for me were, and this was very shocking to me, yeast. That's crazy because like I love bread, and I'm always making bread from scratch for my kids as well as myself. Vanilla. I wonder, does that mean vanilla being ice cream or actual vanilla? Anyway, I use vanilla in my cakes when I'm baking them, so that's one. Mushrooms, yeah, I'm not a Russian type of girl. Any grape components of wine is like a reaction for me. That was different. Cumin and dill, I didn't realize that. Egg yolk and string beans. So I'm going to wait till I talk to the nutritionist to actually ask her how does that play into my dietary needs. So this part was my borderline. So this freaked me out. Egg whites. Like I love eggs. And I happen to have had an egg white cocktail for the mixologist here in Atlanta, and it was amazing. So I have to ask her about that. Chili pepper, cinnamon, clove, Brazil, peach, sesame seed. Who knew? This was a shocker. Tea. Like I love tea. I have tea every day. Sweet tea, hot tea. It doesn't matter. I love tea. Walnuts, which I happen to love as well. Any grape, like a red, white Zinfandel mix for wine, it says that's borderline. Nutmeg and peppercorn. I use nutmeg a lot when I'm baking pies. Peppercorn, not so much. This was a big one. Sunflower seed. I have to ask her, is that like the sunflower seed oil, actually sunflower seeds? Because I eat sunflower seeds at least 3 or 4 times a day. Like seriously, I love sunflower seeds. Almond was another one. Black currant. Cola nut, which I'm going to ask her about that, because y'all know, if y'all follow me, that I love Coca-Cola. So I'm sure cola nut is an ingredient in Coca-Cola, but I'm going to ask her. Strawberry was also one. Bay leaf. Hops, which is beer, but I don't really do beer. Kidney bean. I'm up in the air with kidney beans. It kind of depends on what I'm cooking with it. Lettuce was one, which was shocking. I have to ask her about that. Potato. That was by far the one that shocked me the most, because your girl loves French fries and I love potato chips, but more importantly, I love French fries. Like I at least go through a 5-pound bag of French fries a week. Potatoes a week, because I'm cutting them up and making fresh French fries. Hey, it's something I've always done. Tomato, I wasn't shocked about that because I don't really like tomatoes. So everything else, which is on the green, I had no reaction to. So I'm going to give you like a list of some of that stuff. Aloe vera, which is something I like. I'm just going to pull out the things that I like that I'm safe with. Apple, apricot, asparagus, avocado, bananas, barley malt mix, beef, thank God, blackberry, blueberry, thank you, carrots. I'm just starting to eat carrots in my adult life. Cashews, I love them. Chamomile, which is another tea that I love. cherry, chicken, chickpea, cocoa bean, coconut, coffee, cow's milk. I didn't have, and all of this I had no reaction to. Deer, duck, elderberry, which I'm happy because in the wintertime when I get sick, I'm always purchasing the elderberry syrup. Ginseng, didn't have a problem with that. Goat's milk. What else? I can do Marlow, grape Marlow. Riesling, I can do wine. Green tea, I'm good. Hibiscus, jasmine. I'm gonna give you a couple more. Let me find some of that. Mulberry, orange, I'm good with that. Papaya, peanut, which would be a big thing because I normally use those when I have headaches. Pineapples, tamarind, which I use for my sweet teas. I learned that from my mother-in-law. And wheatgrass. So these are all things I had no reaction to, and I'm just going to show you guys. Let's see if I can pull this up so you can see a close-up of. So that's the cola bean, and you guys see how it has a reaction that's borderline. And then if I slide this up, you'll see that I can't see what that is. What is that? Oh, egg white. I had a reaction. That's actually a reaction. And let's go over here. This stuff I had no reaction to. So it also gives me a drink guide. So I'm going to tell you what it says. It says you are advised to avoid drinks containing your reaction ingredients and may also benefit by avoiding those with a borderline reaction. Here are some examples of drinks you might want to avoid. So it says alcoholic drinks, yeast. All alcoholic drinks depend on yeast to provide alcohol. However, distilling and filtering will tend to remove most of the yeast. So spirits such as gin or vodka will have the lowest amount of yeast, but I don't like gin or vodka, so that's going to be out with me. Juices that have blackcurrant, peach, strawberry, tomato, I should stay away from those. Teas that have the same thing. Almond-based milks. Coffee that has vanilla almond in it. Hops, which is beer. Any of the grape wines I should kind of stay away from as well. It says vodka-based drinks contain potatoes, so I should stay away from those. Any brandy-based drinks with grape again. It says amaretto with almond. I'm gonna have to ask the nutritionist about that because I actually like amaretto sours and I use the amaretto in it, so I have to ask her about that. Peach schnapps, cinnamon clove schnapps. That's not one for me. I'm good with that one. Sherries, again, no grapes and no kind of grape ingredients in the sherry. Now, traditional colas, it says contains cola nut, which will be my Coca-Cola. I'm going to show you guys that. This is how the sheet looks, and if you guys see traditional colas and cola nuts. So I'm going to have to ask her or him about that. Energy drinks with cola nuts. So in a nutshell, my results from my York test, they were a bit shocking and surprising. I had no idea that I would have the type of reactions or borderline reactions to some of the components that are listed on this paper. I actually thought I was going to be easy breezy. For me, I am going to try my best to stay away from these, or at least decrease my intake, because I've always suffered from really horrible migraines since as long as I can remember. And for me, they're not headaches. I actually have migraines, and sometimes they're so horrible that I have to cut all the lights off and just get into bed. And I have a 16-year-old son that also suffers from the same exact issue with migraines. So for me, once I talk to the nutritionist, I'm going to have her walk me through the steps on things I need to eliminate according to this list from my diet, or decrease my intake to try to keep a journal for the, I think I'm going to try to keep a journal for the next 30 days after I talk to her or him, to see if that helps decrease the amount of migraines I have, because they're just unbearable. But we'll see. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for just stopping on and listening to me and join me for my results. And I will have the actual blog post to be listed in the description, as well as information about the York test, where you can get it from. And then I think I'll come back on after I talk to the nutritionist If I don't get a chance to come back on, just check the blog, because then I'll just do an update on the blog. So just have like a little space that says updated. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day, and thanks for joining me.